Yummy updates are coming your way, friends, as we are witnessing currently all over crypto. Binance CZ has pretty much taken over the mindshare with his release of Aster. Now, Aster is basically another competitor to HyperLiquid. And Aster, friends, has actually done a very, very nice chart. I just showed the chart as it started going up initially. And it was pretty much this. This is not what the chart looks like right now. So this is Aster. It just pretty much went up only. I didn't see it till like 60 cents. I haven't gotten in or anything, friends. I don't buy this stuff like that straight away. I don't play these momentum things, right? Because to play those momentum things, you gotta have funds on the side ready for these, which is honestly, you should always be ready. The thing is though, what does funds mean? It means stable coins. I don't like sitting around all the time, leaving a bunch of stable coins. Like, let's say you had a $10,000 portfolio. What most people will have is they'll have anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 of that in stable coins, ready to like throw into something new that they hear from a KOL or a play, right? I don't like doing that. I'd rather just have it deployed. That's personally me. Because the thing is, friends, like if you're sick or you're away for the weekend or you're not there or you miss it by like 3 hours, you have no idea. You're just kind of like punting with everybody else, right? But yeah, obviously, it's each to their own, right? Each to their own. But yeah, just to let you know, that's a truth, right? You need there's no free lunch, okay? If you want to have funds to be able to use, you can't have it deployed. Now you might say, but some people they can put their money in ETH or wrapped Bitcoin or soy. You can have that part, which is totally okay. You can have that. But once again, I don't like having stuff that if I'm on the chain, I like deploying it, friends. I like buying low. Even if, friends, you could buy something down 90%, right? And then now goes down 95%. You're down now 50% on your thing. It feels really, really bad, but I don't give a crap. I know it's cheap. It's just a matter of time. That's just me, because I've seen markets and sent thousands of these examples over time. This is Aster out here. So it goes up, literally pops $2, comes back down, 30% retrace. Now everybody kind of has to figure it out. But what you'll find is a lot of people making money and stuff. It's not what you think, friends, I've got a friendly reminder as well. Remember, PumpFun literally wasted $100 million as a buyback here, friends. They literally wasted it, and now it's being dumped down. Friends, look, I'm telling you right now, Richard's right, man. I know why he's done that thing, man. Friends, I'm telling you, he did it before, bro. He learned it off Hex. He not even learned it. He did it. If you waste money on buybacks early, you just get dumped down by the market. Friends, people are taking profit out of their PumpFun token, and they're buying Aster. Perfect example, you see? That's what's happening right now. So if you use money for buybacks, people use the money you've given them. They go trade other dog shit. That's why the longer you wait for the cycle, the better it is for everyone, because you get the maximum attention from everyone out there in the world. I've got big videos coming out for you later on, and it's going to be all about huge PulseChain updates that are coming. We've got upgrades on the Exodus. Friends, PDI, big things. PulseChain Pioneers, a lot of stuff out here. A trip down memory lane as well, friends. 2.5 years ago, even before PulseChain launched, Somi made a YouTube video thesis that privacy was the secret weapon that would give PulseChain the unique edge. This is OG, your friend Somi. We've even got screenshots from it as well. We'll go through it a bit in my video coming out. Friends, it's kind of wild, right? I was actually right. It's kind of crazy, but I just didn't know it would take this long. As always, right? Now it's all happening, right? ZK Proof Tech, Railgun, Prophecy of PDI, PWBTC, ping pongs, and the vaults being loaded secretly. It's all happening with still more to go. So there's actually real things happening from Wallet 5996, which is meant to be the Vietnamese Dong Kid, right? Which is activating the Exodus switch, which pretty much, friends, it enhances the decentralization factor of PulseChain. In case anything happens, you can still get your money on the Ethereum side, and it lets things still get redeemed, and it's privacy enhancing. You don't know who's loading the vaults, which is wonderful. More of that will be explained later on, but yeah, it's super turbo bullish for PDI. I'll just show you as well, friends. So PDI's up 10%. Nothing else is pretty much moving. It's just very interesting what happens next. There are these vaults. They can have get liquidated, and then there's PDI debt. So I guess if the switch gets flipped, they have to buy PDI, but we'll speak more about that later. Friendly reminder as well, friends. So Arthur Gay's our favorite gay bear, covered for you in Juicy News, but just to remind you how dirty the game can be, man. So Arthur, friends, he just sold 100% of his HyperLiquid tokens 3 weeks after making a whole presentation on it. So, man, this is his presentation. Look at this. HyperLiquid, 126x upside, right? Oh my gosh, that's funny. Friends, he literally makes a presentation standing in front of everyone saying, you know what? 126x upside, HyperLiquid. Just 3 weeks later, he literally, friends, he full clips it. He literally just full clips it out one click. Everything, $5 million sell, bang. Yeah. And it's because of Binance Aster, I think. He hasn't said anything, but I think. But friends, you can't just like, come on, man, you don't believe in your shit. Oh, we're going to go 100x higher. It's kind of like saying, oh, I'm going to fly to the moon myself. And then you get, let's say you jump off a ledge and you're like the first, let's say you're like 1 foot high. You're half a meter in the air. You're like, I'm going to reach the moon. And then you start crumbling down. You face plant the cement and you go, damn it. I was reaching the moon, but the gravity came. You see how silly that sounds? So that's pretty much, that shows you that most people are just full of crap in finance, friends. Arthur Gay's BitMEX billionaire is known for making big calls and then changing his mind immediately. I'll have to be honest, he's actually acting like pure trash scum here. If this was any other person, I'd be calling him out. Yeah, friends, let's be honest. If this was any other person, I'd be saying, dude, that is very nasty. It's legal, but it's nasty. You have every right to sell in public markets, but he does this all the time. He's done over 10 tokens in the past. So Arthur Gay's fans, it is funny. It is funny. But like, yeah, he is known for, he makes a big call and then he just starts dumping to get liquidity off the market. Pretty dirty to make 120x price target, then literally just start dumping everything immediately. But all right, take some profit. Take 10% off. Take 20% off. No. Just literally sells everything. Ah, man. It could be the Binance Aster, but we'll see. Also, friends, he said, get ready for up only. Arthur Hayes claims crypto could enter up only mode because of the US Treasury account. Look, he's correct, but then, friends, literally as soon as there's the smallest weather chain, he's out. He's out. Also, we saw this funny stuff earlier. Binance BUSD went to $1.12. I don't know what, something broke there. Maybe people had a big rush of going to the stablecoins, which is kind of funny to see it all work out. Update, friends. All the PumpFun streamer coins, I mean, you don't even need me to tell you what's happened. Here's Banter's coin, zeroed. Bun coin, down. Gainsy, down. Mika, don't lose, down. I want to show you as well, friends. Mika, she really tried. So Mika, she's... a lot of people give her crap on Soylana, but I think it's kind of like, I feel like it's more older sister, younger brother type of like giving crap to her, if you know what I mean. You know, where you just like put shit on her, but then she really tried. This is her video for, remember, it's a streamer coin stuff, you know? So this is on the stream, if you see.
You guys know the estate, you were there, and they doxed my address, like they put it all over online.
Oh, that's sad. That's sad. So yeah, see, they doxed, see, Soylana kids, man. Yeah, they're taking it too far. They started doxing her address, and she's out here. She's trying to like, yeah, they're trying to stream and be like world famous and... See, they're really trying for the PumpFun streams. They're trying to make the news street, like, you know, music and flair and everything. But, like, Habibi, like, this is the coin. You know what I mean? No, friends, look, let's play some Pumper G music, you know? Look, man. The Soylana trenches, they're not trenches, okay? Trenches is like people like you and me. Our pecs are hard. Okay, we're armed with orange juice. We've got a fluffy microphone. Bombs are coming our way. You know what I mean? Like, it's heroic, okay? That's the real trenches. They're not in trenches, friends, okay? These are not trenches. What they've done is they've gone to someone's backyard and they've dug a ditch and they filled it up with, like, baby oil. You know, P. Diddy's baby oil. And there's, like, 14 dudes there and none of them have clothes on, okay? And... one of the dudes has basically said, hey, you know, if you close your eyes and we kiss, you're not actually gay because your eyes are closed. So you're watching this from afar. You're like the neighbor peeking over. And you're like, I don't think these are the trenches. You know what I mean? Like, when you think of trenches, man, there's war. We got the helmets. You know what I mean? Like, this is not trenches, man. That's Soylana PumpFun, okay? You know what I mean? And the LA Vape Cabal come out and they say, hey, you know, if you want to be cool in my circle... You know, remember, it's not gay if your eyes are closed. You know, you're scratching your head. It's not trenches, bro. That's Soylana. It's like, it's like you're watching it from afar and you're like, you know, you've caught my attention for 10 seconds. And you're like, oh, okay, now it's this party. Thank God I'm not there. And you just turn your back. You know what I mean? That's pump fun. That's pretty much pump fun, okay? That's what's happening with all these streamer coins. They're celebrity tokens, friends. And look, let's look at the economics of the stuff. The trenches, they're losing people over time. They used to have, last year, they peaked at 700,000 daily users with Trump. Now they're only down to 90,000, okay? They used to have 150,000, now it's down to 90,000. The people in the trenches, because you don't have new money coming into Sol as much as the positive flywheel was happening last year, because you don't have that, the trenches, what happens is it's getting smaller in size. Why? Because people at the end who are losing the most money, they basically, there's no room for error anymore. When you have money coming in, because friends, when the Sol price goes up or layer 1 token goes up, someone used to have 50 grand of Sol, now they've got 1.5 million. So then they have like, you know, an extra $200,000 that they can throw into what they call the trenches of the meme coin casino, and the money circulates around. But what ends up happening is eventually that stops because they keep getting rugged. And then they stop money. They go, oh, I've lost like 40 grand. Maybe I made back 20. I'm down 20. I'm not going to play anymore. Whatever. I can't win, you know? So then it slows down. So that the number of people in the Soylana trenches, it's a Ponzi like everything else. You need more people coming in, okay? But that's why PumpFun, they're trying to get more people and streamers. But everything's just dog shit because like you can get people to watch, but they have to find ways that people can actually make money in it. But unfortunately, it's like Lemmings, friends. This is it. Comfy in spot altcoins.
It's superior to trend trading intraday. It's not even, I mean, I could show you miles of research and math to prove that. It's just not even remotely a contest. It really
These are Lemmings, friends. You see the Lemmings? They go, uh-oh, I used to play this game as a kid. The Lemmings, right? They're falling off a cliff.
Trading intraday. It's not even.
So I'm thinking the background noise must be some famous market maker thing that's been doing the rounds. PulseChain Upgrades. Remember, friends, this is the 99 Capital post. ZK Sync is now trustless. The pioneers have had an enormous 24 hours. So PulseChain have had big upgrades. Remember, I've got another big juicy video coming out for you. Also, friends, just to let you know, I showed you this in Juicy News. Got to see it again. The ISM with the business cycle, right? The black line and Bitcoin price. Do you see how they follow each other? We're still low. You see this part? We've been low for many years, man. So literally, we haven't started the heated part. We haven't started, right? Which I know it sounds wild to me, even to me, man. This is the business cycle again, friends. It's with the 2-year yield. Remember, this number gets lower as you go up. This is the 2-year yield. So hopefully, if they cut rates, the red line will go up. If they keep cutting rates, the red line goes here, and then hopefully the black line will start to tick up, and then we have an ISM of like anywhere from 55 to 60. And that's where we have what we call a traditional old seasons and stuff out here, which we haven't happened before. Shout out to Paul. Don't give up on PulseChain. Thank you very much, sir. Some fancy updates that we saw recently as well. Hex is one of the most swapped coins on MetaMask this week. So you had, remember, friends, Hex is doing it out here. I showed you these before, but it's interesting. Hex and Chainlink and Peppy. Nice. Big meme. You also have World Liberty Finance as well. So Hex and Chainlink and stuff out here. So hopefully they keep doing the rounds and we get friendship in the future. I think it's also time as well, friends. Remember, crypto, we have value. Don't worry about the business cycle, bro. We have value. The government's lying. We know why we have value, because the government keeps lying. They lie about the inflation, the jobs, the vaccine. They lied about the Twin Towers. They lie about UFO tech. They lie about the money supply. They lie. They lied about Joe Biden. Lying about everything, friends. We know. They're lying about Charlie Kirk. We're not stupid. Their latest excuse, it's so sad, man. The latest narrative that the trash deep state are now pushing. Obviously, friends, Israel's got a gun in the back of their head saying, hey, bro, you tell them this story or you're going to cop it too. They think the American population in the world is so stupid. You don't blame them for thinking that, but they really think that we're going to believe this stupid narrative where they say the reason why Charlie Kirk's body didn't have an exit wound from behind, they said his body performed the miracle. They said he's a man of steel. Okay, friends, there are literally bullets shot by impact, which is the same gun that the Charlie Kirk, the trans rage, the fake Patsy kid that people have shot. Look at the giant holes this leaves, friends. This is a person Friends, they're literally shooting these guns 140 yards away. Look at the size of this hole, bro. You're telling me this thing shot 140 yards away makes a freaking hole. Friends, look at this flesh wound. And an antelope, 100, friends, they shot 165 yards away. That's the same distance, roughly. Actually, the kid was closer. The kid was 141. The Patsy kid was allegedly 140 yards away. It wasn't a Patsy kid, friends. It was obviously a foreign intel agent. The Patsy kid was like MK Ultra. He has no idea where the hell he went. He got there. Okay, because I can't prove that he went on a roof, unscrewed his gun, and nothing happens on camera, and then changed his clothes 18 times. Look at the flesh wound it leaves. So they're trying to say the reason there's no hole behind Charlie is because he performed there. We're not dumb. It's the stupidity of this. People know, friends. Look at this. They are lying. We know they are lying. And then they know that we know that they're lying. And then we know that they know that we know they are lying. And they are still lying. Still. Government's lying. We know they're lying. Everyone knows they're lying. Okay? It's pure deception, straight trash. Okay? This is why crypto has value, my friends. Wait until everyone figures out that crypto is what you buy to get rich, precisely because the government is lying about Epstein, Charlie Kirk, inflation, jobs, UFOs, and everything else. Mr. DB Cooper. Compulsive liars, pathological liars, sociopaths. Also, awesome. PulseChain is the red pill. Well done, sirs. So they're lying about the money supply. This, friends, this is the lie they put. Okay? Now, you'll never see me on TV saying this. We're good. Screw them. The government, let's put it for you simply. The government pays economists and university lecturers to teach kids in the population false truths, lies. They tell them that there is no correlation between the money supply going up and inflation. Total bunch of bullshit. So basically, what they try to tell you is the money supply rate when it goes up. You know that this line, friends, sharp? They try to tell you that this line, okay, which we know is going up, and we can calculate its rate, okay? The past 5 years, the money supply rate, it's going up by 7.5% per year, right? Which is huge. This goes up, inflation goes up. So what the government spends their money on, that's why they print more money to tell more lies to you. They tell you that there's no correlation between that and inflation. They use a different word. They call that the money supply, and then they use the KIPI. They use inflation index. So what they do is they split everything up. They go food and energy and stuff out here. We know there is a direct correlation, but they lie to everybody and say there isn't. Why? It's because they are printing at 7.5% per year, right? But they claim the CPI is only 3%. All right? This is a giant lie. Friends, if you print $1 trillion and you have stolen 4% of a trillion, let me find out what that is. 1,000, million, billion, trillion. You've stolen $40 billion of purchasing power from the citizens. 40 billion. Yeah, friends, they print, that's every year. Every year, 40 billion gets stolen. Every year. Yeah. Where does that 40 billion go? Where does it actually go? It goes to the economists to lie to you. It goes to the scientists to feed you bullshit and more lies. It goes to paying foreign intel. It literally, friends, Donald Trump approved $6 billion to go to Israel, right? Which does a loop, comes back, bribes the US politicians to go freaking much, just do the whole scamming out here. It pays for UFO tech, black budget. It also pays for the debt, but the middle class pays for the debt. Friends, it's one big fat giant scam, bro. Okay? If you're long on crypto, they can't print that. There's no admin key to print more Bitcoin, bro. There's no admin key to print more Ethereum. Well, if you were to do it, you got to like broadcast to the world. It's a big giant operation. You can't just go press a button. PulseChain, you can't do that. Do you see the power of crypto? They literally can't do that. So in crypto, we're not saying we're better people. We're not. You know? We're not better people. We're just telling you we have built crypto as a better system. It is built from the start assuming humans are evil when you give them too much power. That's why we make the rules from ground one. We're like, hey, before we even build a nation on these, let's make it decentralized. Nobody can ruin everything. No one has all the power. That's why crypto has value, friends. You and I are going to make it. Like, subscribe. Catch you in the next one.